Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a couple of weeks since I put up a video because of my eyes. Some of you already know what's going on with my eyes. Alright, so in today's video I want to finish up the 57 Gravely here. So far what I did was I warmed up the engine for about 20 minutes while I was cleaning the deck off. I degreased it and got it clean, and I drained out the oil already. All I have to do is change the oil filter on it, and what I want to do is I want to extract the fluid in the mower deck, 90 weight gear oil it has in it. So we're going to do an oil change on that. And another thing is too, this came with a toggle switch here, a kill switch. So I'm going to show you, if you don't have a multimeter, I'm going to show you how to do it with a test light. If you have a test light, or you could go buy a cheap test light. So what I did was I hooked it up to the positive side, because what we're doing is checking the ground. So I hooked it up to the positive side of the battery, which fell off already. Let's clip it back on here. Why the hell is this always got to happen on camera for? Okay, I think it's on good enough. Alright, so what you're going to do is, this was hooked up to the other magneto, and then we rebuilt this one here. But what it was it didn't even have an eye connector on it. It just had a wire. The wire was just wrapped around the terminal end with a nut on it. So I already made sure that the kill switch works, and I put an eye on it. And then I'm just gonna have to hook that up after I show you how we do the test. It's very easy. It's like I said, okay, so see how the light is on? So that means that the switch is in the position where it will kill the power going to the magneto. It will be the shut off. So if I flip the switch on here, it'll be an open circuit, and that's how you would want to run the tractor. See how there's no juice there? Okay, so we're going to do the mower deck, change the oil in that. I'm going to change the oil filter on it. I usually, well, on these Gravely's, I always pre-fill the brand new oil filter. If you're not going to pre-fill it, at least put some oil around the gasket. We're going to see how hard this filter is to take off too. Now, if you watched the last video where I had to adjust the clutch on the mower deck, we went out in the little field with it, and I did stall it in the high grass in the very beginning of that video. But as we were cutting the grass, all of a sudden the tractor just stalled. It was starving. It was a fuel starvation problem. Now with this tractor, it came with the gas tank. I think I only added gas to it. I don't think I ever cleaned the tank out or anything, but the tank did look good, which doesn't really mean anything. So chances are some dirt may have gotten down into the needle and seat, the carburetor, and then it stopped running. And what I did was I started the tractor up on choke, and I kept on putting the choke on and off, and then it cleared up and it was fine. But what I want to do today is we're going to disconnect the fuel line, and I'm going to take the fuel shut off out, and there's a screen on that, which I usually don't like to. I usually rip that screen off and I put an inline fuel filter in here, but I didn't bother to do that, and I don't have a filter, and we're not going to bother with that. And then what I'll do is I'll just do one of my quickie carb cleaning deals on it. I'll take out the main jet adjustment, spray some brake clean through there, and I'll take the idle speed mixture adjustment out, spray through there, and then at the bottom of the carburetor there's a drain bolt in there. just undo the drain bolt. We'll run some gas through it to make sure it comes out clear. And also I tallied up everything, all the money that we have into this, including buying the tractor. We bought 2 tractors. Yeah, two tractors and 2 brush hogs, you know, the mower deck. And it was listed for $500. I offered the guy $300, and then we settled on $350. And then for an extra $50, he gave me 3 snowplows and 2 snowplow mounts. He gave me, but we're gonna tally up. I tallied it up already, so at the end of the video, I'll let you know how much money we have into this. And I'm gonna use it here for a little while, make sure it's all right, and I think we're gonna sell this. I'll sell this one, and then we have the second project too that has to be finished up. Yeah, so let me set the camera up, and I think we'll just start by doing the oil filter. Be back to you in a minute. There's a variety of different oil filter wrenches you could buy. I think I do have one that slides on there and then it has a handle. I don't know where it is at the moment. I don't even know if I still have that. So what I use is big channel lock pliers here. I usually get them off that way. And what you want to do is, you'll see how this is ridged on the outside here. Okay, that's the hardest part of the filter. That's the most sturdy part of the filter. So what you want to do is just try to get it on there towards the end there. I kind of got the pliers on backwards, but it fits better this way right now. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. Oh, good, it's coming loose. Okay, so I got the pan under there. I'm just gonna let the oil run out of this here. What kind of filters you got on it? Great, it's got a Gravely oil filter on it. It says great. Oh, I shouldn't have crushed it. Oh, I wanted to keep that. I don't know if they make a filter like this that says Gravely on it anymore. Oh, I wish I knew that. I would have been even more careful. I mean, I wouldn't use it again. I would just keep. I'm going to keep it anyway, just to keep it, just to have it. That's pretty cool. Just want to show it to you real quick. Alright, so I'm going to pre-fill the new oil filter on it. And then, I don't like doing this way, but sorry. It's easier for me. Cool, huh? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, so I'll be back to you. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put the filter on it and fill it with oil. And like I said, you just want to make sure that you at least put some oil around the gasket if you're not going to pre-fill it. So I'll see you in a couple of seconds then. And then I'm going to hook up this with a kill wire to. Another thing I forgot to mention, and it happened to me, and if it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have remembered to tell you. When you take the oil filter off, make sure the gasket comes off with the oil filter. In this case, it didn't. It was stuck to the flange. Because if you don't realize that, and you go to put the new filter on, it'll be a double gasket, and what will happen is the oil will just start blowing out. Okay. So off camera, I don't know if you remember in last video, I was complaining that I forgot to put this air deflector. What it is the cooling fan in the back blows towards the front here, and then you have this deflector on top. You have one here, and you have one on the other side. And what it is it just blows cool air to keep the engine cool. I mean, if you ever break a fan belt, just shut this tractor off right away. They overheat really quick. Okay, so I just want to mention that with the oil filter. Always make sure. And what I do is I just hand tighten it back on. You don't have to go crazy with it. I mean, sometimes the oil filter's in a bad place where you have to use the wrench a little bit, but you don't really have to go crazy. Hand tightening it is good enough. Tighten it up as tight as you could with your hand, and then move on. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I put the oil in. We're going to start it up, and I'm going to make sure the kill switch works, and then we'll move on to doing the oil change on the mower deck. I've got baby birds that are nested right on top of the storage here. So they're making a little bit of a racket. So I don't know if it's bothering the video or not, but all right, so let me start this thing up. I'm going to let the even though I pre-filled the oil filter, what you want to do is run the machine and let the oil circulate into the filter all the way, and then check your oil level then. But right now I'm just going to start it up to do that, and plus I want to see if this kill switch works. I don't even know if there's much gas in it, but it should be enough to start it. Yeah, it works. Try it one more time. Cool. Good. Alright, so we'll move on to the next thing. And then we'll do the carburetor thing. Be back in a couple of seconds or so. Okay, so I did make a video. I modified one of these oil jug caps. And what I did was I drilled a hole in the cap to fit the hose here, because I was having a lot of trouble with this. The hose was jumping out. It was making a mess. It was getting all over me. So what I did was, like I said, I made a big hole to fit this hose, and then I had to make a vent hose hole in it too, so it vents out as you're pumping. Okay, so on this, it has a plug on the side. That's the oil level. I tried a 1/4 inch wrench, wouldn't fit. The 5/16 was too big. It's an oddball size, so I just put a vice grip on that. And the top plug here, where we're going to extract the oil out, is 9/16. We'll take that plug out, and hopefully the hose will fit all the way down to the bottom here. We'll pump out the oil. And this plug is 9/16 wrench you'll use. So hopefully the hose will fit all the way down between the gears and stuff in here. I'm not sure if it will or not. Yeah, I think it will. We'll get it all the way down to the bottom there. The oil does look pretty dark. I don't think anybody ever changed it or anything. And I'm not sure if we're getting all the way down to the bottom here. Kind of forced it down there. We'll get it out as much as we can. That's all we could do here. I think the best way to get the oil out of here is to just dump this thing on its, take the mower deck off and flip it over. Would work even better. Let me get a screwdriver and see how much of it we got out. Yeah, I think we got it out. Got a lot of it out. Most of it anyway. There's a very little bit down here that I'm not going to be able to get out. Although this fluid doesn't look too bad though. It looked bad going through the hose, but it doesn't look too bad here though. Alright, so we'll just fill this up until it comes out of the side plug. And then we know it's full. So I think there's about a half a bottle left here. Alright, it's gushing out already. So I don't know how much of it we got out of there. I don't think these hold much anyway, but I made a pretty good mess here of this. So stick this plug back in the side here. Yeah, it doesn't hold that much really. Starting with my fingers, I guess. So much for my nice clean deck. That's a mess. Quite a mess. Alright, I'm going to clean this mess up and then I'll get back to you. Then we just put the plug back on. Alright, so just to show you, I had to cut this hose on an angle. See, that fits pretty tight. Let me get this out of here. I cut this hose on an angle here, and it fits into the cap really tight, and you don't have to worry about it popping out when you're pumping. And this pump here, I bought it at Home Depot. It's a Pennzoil pump, and I think that was 11 bucks or so. So it was a pretty good deal there. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Next we'll do the carburetor. Okay, so I think I'm in the frame. I can't even see the camera hardly. Before I forget, I'll tell you how much we got into this. So the tractor was, I figure, 150 bucks. The mower deck was 25 bucks. That fuel tap and the fuel line, 10 bucks, I'm figuring. The starter switch, 30 bucks. We paid too much for that, but because you get one at Napa for like 23 bucks, 25 bucks, whatever. The battery hold down, 10 bucks. The positive cable, paid way too much for that. It was 20 bucks. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, so the oil and the gear lube, I figured 25 bucks for that. So we have a total of 245 bucks into the whole thing. That's not bad. So, because I know I'm going to forget to tell you this, but for 245 bucks, that tractor runs really good. And I think I'm going to sell it. So, alright, so we'll do the fuel line. We'll take care of the fuel. If there's dirt in that, on that screen in the tank, I don't know what, we'll find out in a few minutes. Do a quick cleaning of the carburetor, and then we'll take it out in the field and ride it around a little bit. Since we did the field the last time, it was really high. There's been a drought, and I think we did that about 2 weeks ago. So the grass isn't that high back there, but we're just going to ride around, make sure it doesn't stall because of the fuel issue that it had. So I'll see you again in a couple of seconds. Okay, I pulled the clamp and the hose off so far. Just curious to see what the screen looks like here on the fuel shut off. This is not a clean coffee can, so I'm just gonna let this fuel run out here. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'd never cleaned this tank out. We just put gas in it and tried it. Now I'm wasting gas probably. There's probably nothing in it, but just to be sure. I have the cap is on. So there wasn't much gas left in it because I ran it before we changed the oil. I always like to warm stuff up before I change the oil. See what you guys think of it. I look at it with a magnifying glass too. Like I said, I usually rip these screens off and put an inline filter in. I may still do that. We'll see. Looks pretty clean to me. Let me turn the tap on. I'll turn the tap on. Here. I'll blow some brake clean through it. Let me just do that real quick and we'll put this tap back on. I don't know, it may not happen again, it may happen again, I don't know. I have trouble starting this, I'll shut the camera off and tighten this up first. Yeah. I got it. That's good. Ah. Okay, that's on there good. Alright, so I'll bring you around and we'll do the carburetor thing here. Open this. Open the hood. What do we need here? Screwdriver? Is that this? Now I'll take the high-low mixture out. You know what? I don't think I'm even going to take the idle mixture jet. I don't even think I'm going to take that out. I'm not going to bother with that. It idles fine. I'm just concerned about the spraying some brake clean into the high-speed jet. And then I'll take the drain bolt off. And then I'll put some gas in it. And we'll let that just run out. We could do that after I spray this. Starting to run out of brake clean. Time to go to Walmart. I'm probably in your way left and right here, but I gotta try to get this into the port. Yeah, I got it. That's cool. That's good enough. So I just let some fresh gas run through. Turn this on. I turned the fuel shed off on. Get some liquid gold in there. Yeah, it's all coming out pretty good. I shut off the fuel. Okay, so I'll put the drain back in. I'll put the high-speed jet back in. The high-speed jet, I didn't have to mess with the adjustment. The whole assembly comes out. So we don't have to adjust the carburetor. And I'll be back to you, and you know what? I'll meet you out in the field. We'll ride it around some. Okay, here we go. The mower deck's making some kind of racket. I don't know if the rear shield might be loose. Something's loose. I don't know what. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, I'll just keep letting it run and make sure it doesn't stall anymore because of the fuel issue. It seems to be okay now. It's a shame there's not. Look at the drought. Look how dry everything is here. You know, at first I couldn't keep up with it, and now it's, you know, been weeks, no rain. So, okay, so I want to thank everybody for joining me in the series. I think this is part 8. It's going to be the final, unless something exciting goes on with the tractor. So, I'm going to try it out here for a little bit, you know, upcoming months, and then I'll put it for sale in a month or two and see what I can get for it. And we still have to finish up the second Gravely build, which is a 57 also. I got the two from the same guy, as you know. And we have more work to do on that one. The engine on that one runs really good too. So, alright, so thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and take care.